Welcome back to another tutorial from Office 24x7. This is the second part of our video on the various chart types available inside Office 24x7 dashboards. We have already uploaded part 1 earlier, where we discussed all the chart types you can use when creating a widget with just 1 or 2 columns. If you haven't watched it yet, I really recommend checking that out before continuing with this video, because it sets the foundation for everything we're going to explore here. You'll find the link above and also in the description. In today's video, we're going to explore the chart types that get unlocked when you select 3 or more columns while configuring a widget. When you do that, 6 additional visualization types become available: Tree, Radial Tree, Sunburst, Treemap, Table, and Pivot Table. In my dashboard, you can already see the widget that I created in our previous video. Let me go ahead and create a new widget inside our Lead Agent Performance dashboard. I'm giving this widget a name, Agent Productivity Meter. Like we did earlier, I'm selecting Objects as the filter type and choosing the Leads object. Now, since we are exploring multi-level charts, I'm selecting 3 different columns here. I'm selecting Lead Status, Lead Assigned To, and Budget Confirmed. As soon as I select the 3rd column, you'll notice that the Tree, Radial Tree, Sunburst, Treemap, Table, and Pivot Table options become active, and all the other chart types that we saw in the previous video like bar, line, pie, stacked, etc. are now disabled. I'm going to begin with the tree chart. Tree charts are visualizations that represent hierarchical data in a branching structure. They begin with a root node at the top and continue branching into child nodes. Each node represents a specific value, and the branches show how each value relates to the next. I'm grouping all 3 field values and clicking Save. As soon as I do that, you'll see the tree diagram appear. The root node is labeled Leads because that's the main object we selected. From there, it immediately branches out into the various statuses of leads: qualified, new, disqualified, and no lead status. Each of these statuses then branches out further into the users who own the leads belonging to that status. If you hover your cursor over any node, you'll see exactly how many leads belong to it. You'll notice 2 types of nodes here. White nodes indicate that either they are already expanded and can't be expanded further. Blue nodes indicate that there are more levels beneath them. So if I click on any blue node, for example an agent's name, it will branch out again and show whether the budget has been confirmed for the leads assigned to that particular agent under the selected status. Hovering on each of these will display the number of leads in that node as well. Just like we saw in the previous video, you can double-click on any node to view the lead details belonging to it, and you can collapse any node by clicking on it again. Now, since these chart types support more than just 3 columns, let me add another field to the widget. I'm adding Lead Source, applying aggregation, and saving it. The chart expands to 4 levels. So now you're able to visually understand the overall lead status distribution, how the leads are shared among agents, whether or not their budgets are confirmed, and the sources from which those leads came. Next, let's represent the same data set using the Radial Tree view. Radial Tree visualizations also represent hierarchical data, but instead of branching vertically, the hierarchy spreads out from a central point in a circular structure. These are great for visualizing large hierarchical datasets where a vertical tree might take too much space. They're widely used for organizational charts, taxonomies, and file directory visualizations because they provide a clean, easy-to-understand layout. I'm switching the chart type to Radial Tree and clicking Save. To make it easier to view, I'm opening it in a new tab. Just like the tree diagram, everything starts from a central node labeled Leads. Around it, you'll see 4 branches representing the lead statuses: qualified, disqualified, new, and no lead status. Each branch contains further nodes for assigned agents, and from there, nodes representing budget confirmation appear. Finally, you'll see the lead source nodes. Again, the blue nodes show that the branch has deeper levels available, while white nodes indicate that they can't be expanded further. If I click a blue node, the next level opens immediately, revealing deeper insights step by step. Now let's move on to the Sunburst chart. Sunburst charts are another excellent way to visualize hierarchical data. Instead of branching out like a tree or radial tree, the data is represented in concentric rings. Each ring represents a new level of the hierarchy. This style of chart is very popular for displaying nested data because it shows both the structure and the proportions in a single visual. I'm selecting Sunburst and clicking Save, and again opening it in a new tab for better clarity. Here, each ring represents a different column we added. The first ring shows lead statuses, the next ring shows agents, the next shows budget confirmation, and the final ring shows the lead sources. When you hover over any segment, the chart highlights that segment along with its parent levels, so you immediately understand its complete classification. For example, if I hover over a segment that says cold call, you'll see exactly if its budget is confirmed, what is its status, and which agent owns the lead in hierarchy. Now let's move to the Treemap. Treemaps display hierarchical data using nested rectangles. Each rectangle represents a value, and its size represents the volume or count of that value. Tree maps make it extremely easy to compare different blocks of data at a glance and identify which categories dominate the dataset. I'm selecting the tree map and clicking Save. Let me open it in a new tab for better clarity. Now we see 4 main blocks representing qualified, new, disqualified, and unassigned statuses. The size of each block is not random. It visually represents the share it holds out of the total number of leads. For example, from our earlier charts, we already know that we have a total of 25 leads. Out of these, 19 leads fall under the qualified status. That means qualified leads make up 76% of the entire dataset, which is a huge chunk. And because they hold that lion's share, the qualified block appears as the largest section in the tree map. Now, when we zoom into the qualified block, you'll notice that John Smith holds the maximum number of leads in this category, 6 in total. 6 out of 19 is roughly 32%, which again is a significant share within that group. That's why his block inside the qualified section appears the largest. All other agents' blocks are proportionately sized based on the number of leads they hold, so you can visually compare performance at a glance without reading any numbers. Since tree maps support deep drill downs, I can go inside any of these blocks to get more granular detail. For example, if I want to analyze John Smith's leads, I'll click on his name. Now I get a more zoomed-in view showing the budget confirmation status of his leads. 4 leads with confirmed budget and 2 leads without. If I want even more detail of the leads with budget confirmation, I'll click on it again. Now the tree map breaks down their lead sources. 1 from landing page, 1 from Facebook, 1 from LinkedIn, and 1 from cold call. Since each source contributes exactly 1 lead, all 4 blocks are displayed in equal sizes, representing an equal 25% share within that category. You'll also notice breadcrumb-style navigation below the visual showing the exact drill path that I followed. From qualified to John Smith to budget confirmation status as yes. Next is the table view. This is simply a tabular structure displaying the selected values in rows and columns. Tables are universally used across industries because they offer a clear and straightforward representation of raw data. I'm applying table view and saving it. And now you can see that the data is shown in a simple, neatly structured table with 1 column for each field we selected. Finally, we have the pivot table. Unlike other graph types, both table view and pivot table work in all scenarios, whether you select 1, 2, 3, or more columns. Pivot tables allow you to group, summarize, and organize your data dynamically. Since we have already created a dedicated video explaining pivot tables in detail, I won't go into the whole process again here. I'll leave the link to that video in the description and also in the card above, so you can explore pivot tables more deeply whenever you need to. That brings us to the end of our tutorial on the multi-column chart types available in Office 24/7 dashboards. In this video, we explored 6 advanced visualizations: tree, radial tree, sunburst, tree map, table, and pivot, each designed to help you understand your data from different perspectives and drill down into multiple layers of detail. I hope this walkthrough helped you clearly understand how these visualizations work and how you can use them to gain deeper insights from your business data. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in our next tutorial.